Hello, everybody. I'm Tom LeBlanc. I'm the Director of Industry Outreach for NSCA, and today I'm very happy to be joined by Clint Hoffman. He's the CEO of Kramer Electronics US, and Kramer is a 2020 Pivot to Profit sponsor. And as a Pivot to Profit sponsor, you guys are helping us to tell some of these business transformation stories and have these conversations with NSCA members. Thanks for being here, Clint.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Great. So I wanted to talk to you. Kramer has had a cloud-based control solution for a couple of years now, but as companies sort of get back to work and students start to get back to school, I feel like the value proposition for a solution like that is evolving quite a bit. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. In fact, you've actually hit the proverbial nail on the head. A cloud-based control solution like ours, we call it Kramer Control, which is, I know it's not the most unique name in the world, but it's the first and I think still only currently available cloud-based solution for Pro AV. And the beautiful part about it is that because it's cloud-based, you never have to go on site. The equipment is installed on site. It can be done by the people who own the facility easily enough. But once the equipment's in place, you never have to go on site again. You can do the programming. You can operate the room remotely. You can do troubleshooting. You can do health and welfare checks. You can add new devices, all from your location without ever having to go there. You could do all that from your bedroom in New Jersey for an installation in California. And in a post-COVID world, that's a very important thing to be able to do.
I was going to say, in a post-COVID world, priorities are changing, and integrators are thinking about the access that they have to customer sites and the access that their employees have to their own offices. And I'm wondering, do you think enough integrators know about this solution and sort of the nimbleness that it can provide to an organization that's going through that right now?
Absolutely not. And that's our biggest challenge. So, Kramer is new to the control space. We've had this solution for approximately 2.5 years now, and that's relatively new, compared to some of the more established companies. But because that we're still in the evangelizing stage. And then also there's the old dog factor. And I'm an old dog of the Pro AV industry. But, there's a certain way that integrators handle control. They've done it the same way for a long time with those other manufacturers who they're very familiar with. 2 or 3 people show up to work every day at an integrator just to program those systems, and they're going to do it today and they're going to do it tomorrow. And it's hard to convince them to stop and try something else. They're making money doing what they're doing. And so, yeah, it's a challenge. It's been a challenge, but as with any new solution, there is that curve, and we're just still in the evangelizing stage. So no, not enough people know about it, but we're trying to get the message amplified now because of the unique value proposition of never having to go on site.
Yeah, and P2P is a business transformation event, and this is the type of thing we talk about at P2P and throughout the year around P2P. Maybe thinking about those companies who are going through this process of figuring out what they need to transition to post COVID-19, and also just because the integration industry is always evolving and companies are always, sort of looking at what's the next way that we can provide new value for customers. Can you sort of speak directly to the business aspect of a solution like this and the impact you think it can have on integration firms?
Well, the fact that you never have to literally go on site to do all those things I mentioned before. You could even support if a teacher's having a problem in a classroom that's got Kramer Control in it. You can, from wherever you are in the world, you can just remote into that facility and see it live and be able to say, oh, you have the wrong input selected. Let me fix that for you. So whether that's from an integrator's point of view or even a local support at the college level in the example I gave, or a corporate example would be the same, it kind of changes the whole dynamic because you can instantly go in and see it, and you don't have to leave your own spot wherever you are in the world. And for support, once you sell something and install it, every time you roll a truck back there, that's money that's coming out of the profit of that job. So you really, to be able to just do it all remotely is a huge benefit from a business point of view. But then there's also the elusive as a service situation. Every integrator owner in the world would love to have more as a service business. They'd love to start their year with a budget that has this much guaranteed revenue and then worry about adding this many projects instead of this many projects, like a big giant amount of projects. So they want it, but and NSCA is constantly promoting it, and I think that's amazing. This kind of solution lends itself to that perfectly.
Excellent. Good stuff, Clint. Now, I did not mention your background because I kind of want people to either notice it or not notice it on their own, but well done with the background.
Thank you. Coming to you from the Brady Bunch house. There's the horse statue. It's my go-to background.
All right, Clint, thanks for helping us out with our P2P conversations.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Tom.